Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Snowflake here, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Behind the Card. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'm enjoying making these videos. So yeah, today we are going through another one of Yugi Moto's monsters. We've previously done Dark Magician and Guy of Abyss Night in the last two episodes. This card not quite as strong, but memorable in its own way. Mammoth Graveyard is the subject of today's episode. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's start off with the basics. So Mammoth Graveyard is an Earth attribute, level 3, dinosaur type normal monster with 1200 attack and 800 defense. Its flavor text says, a mammoth that protects the graves of its pack and is absolutely merciless when facing grave robbers. In the Game Boy Advance game Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards, its text is slightly different. It says, an animated skeleton of a mammoth with debilitating power. It can power down every monster on the enemy's field, which is a hint to one of its main appearances in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, which we will get onto later. Moving on to some card tips. Here are some cards that you can use to search for Mammoth Graveyard. These include Dogu, Single Purchase, Temple of the Kings, Ties of the Brethren, Transmodify, Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest, Rescue Ferret, Princess Cologne, Serpentine Princess, Emissary of the Afterlife, Treasure Panda, Rescue Rabbit, Unexpected Die, Painful Decision, Painful Escape, Vampire Dragon, Sphere of Chaos, Unity Corseska, Giant Rat, Boxer, Frontline Observer, Soul Eating Oviraptor, Survival's End, Fossil Dig, Baby Cerosaurus, Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation, Miracle Jurassic Egg, Miscellaneousaurus, which by the way is an awesome name for a card, and Last Will. In the game Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, you're able to equip this card with Violet Crystal, which in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game is a card that you can only equip to zombie-type monsters. However, Mammoth Graveyard is clearly a member of the Undead, so he's able to have this card equipped to it. Moving on to card appearances. In the original manga, Mammoth Graveyard was actually a level 5 monster compared to a level 4 monster in the anime, whereas in the card game it's actually level 3. Imagine having a level 5 monster with only 1200 attack and 800 defense. Tell you what, that probably wouldn't get a spot in my deck even back then. Mammoth Graveyard makes its debut in the anime in episode 4 in the first duel of Duelist Kingdom when Yugi takes on Weevil. In fact, it is the first monster that Yugi plays in the entire tournament. He summons this card in attack position, thinking it can go toe-to-toe with Weevil's Killer Needle, which has the same number of attack points. They both attack each other, and Killer Needle looks to have destroyed Mammoth Graveyard, as Weevil's Killer Needle has gained a field power bonus due to the forest area they were dueling in. However, Yugi later reveals that he also figured out that there was a field power bonus of sorts going to monsters, and Killer Needle was then destroyed. A very delayed reaction, but Mammoth Graveyard apparently gained some attack points from the wasteland area it was summoned in. But yeah, it was a very funny delay between Killer Needle destroying Mammoth Graveyard and then Killer Needle itself just destroying itself. Here it is.
You'll have to get through my Mammoth Graveyard first. This massive monster will match your annoying insect point for point. Attack!
Killer Needle, let's show the mammoth your stinger! Attack!
No!
Ha! Gone after one sting? He must be allergic.
I don't get it. Both creatures were evenly matched. It should have been a stalemate.
Have you begun to figure out yet why I led you all the way to this forest area? If you just look around, then you will see that this area is an exact replica of our surrounding environment. One part wasteland and one part forest. And who thrives in the forest? Bugs! The strongest, most powerful insects rule the forest. So as long as I play my bugs in the forest area, I get a field power bonus. I guess you just weren't listening when Pegasus said that this tournament would have exciting new surprises in store for us. Maybe if you were smart enough to steal the tournament's secret new rules like I did, you'd be getting a field power bonus instead of me!
He cheated. He led us here because he knew he'd have an unfair advantage.
Go ahead, call call me a cheater. You're all just angry that you didn't swipe the rules yourselves. And because you didn't, little Yugi is about to get stung. What? How can you be laughing?
Because take a look at your ferocious killer needle now.
What? Oh no! My monster! What have you done with my monster? This makes no sense! My creature was supercharged with a field power bonus! But according to this, Yugi's creature somehow became just as powerful!
Looks like my mammoth got a field power bonus from the wasteland area, just like your bugs do from the forest.
The field point advantage was supposed to be mine alone!
In episode 23, this card can be seen in Yugi's hand during his duel against Seto Kaiba.
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Kaiba's right, but how can I defeat any monster when his crush card forces me to play my weakest creatures?
And in episode 24, we then see probably the most iconic use of this card, and the reason why anyone would know what Mammoth Graveyard is. He used it in his duel against Kaiba in combination with the cards Living Arrow and Polymerization in order to fuse Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon with Mammoth Graveyard, Living Arrow enabling Yugi to fuse what would normally be two incompatible monsters together, and it created this weird fusion that is one of the main reasons why people question the rulings in Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duelist Kingdom's no rules policy. But yeah, both monsters don't properly fuse together, and what actually ends up happening is that Mammoth Graveyard takes away 1200 of Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon's attack points at the end of every turn. This combined with Yugi's Karibo defense wall eventually renders Kaiba's Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon useless. So Mammoth Graveyard, if anything, is known as the card that defeated Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon the first time we ever saw it. He's able to reduce the attack points of Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon by 1200 points 3 times before Celtic Guardian eventually destroys it and wins Yugi the duel.
You've nothing strong enough.
Watch me, for I'm going to show you the combo that will bring your dragon down. Mammoth Graveyard, Polymerization, and the Living Arrow card.
What's a Living Arrow card?
Living Arrow allows me to use my other cards in combination not with my own cards, but with my opponent's monsters. I'll show you. Normally, I make a fusion with my cards, but for a new twist, Living Arrow lets me fuse my cards with your cards, opening up bold new possibilities.
Now what?
I can use the magical power of the Living Arrow to bond my Mammoth Graveyard to the heart of your beast.
No, my dragon! What have you done?
Since my Mammoth Graveyard is an undead-type monster, he can't properly fuse with your living Ultimate Dragon. Instead, it causes your monster to rot and decay from the inside out. Each turn, your Ultimate Dragon will lose attack points until your creature is no more. Your so-called Ultimate Dragon and your victory is rotting away, Kaiba. It's only a matter of time now, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
There must be something I can do to save my Ultimate Dragon.
My Mammoth Graveyard has attack points of 1200. That means that each turn that goes by, he drains 1200 points from your Ultimate Dragon's attack power. Soon it will be weak enough for me to destroy.
He's right. My dragon's getting weaker every turn, and there's nothing in my deck that can reverse it. No, I will not, cannot be defeated.
I'll draw one more card and let my Mammoth finish my turn.
Soon my Ultimate Dragon will be weak enough for Yugi to destroy outright. I've got to keep trying. It's my only hope.
You should never have challenged me, Kaiba. You see? My Mammoth takes another 1200 points from your dragon. Even my weakest monsters can destroy it now.
Funnily enough, that is actually the last time Yugi ever uses Mammoth Graveyard in the anime, but it still makes a couple of appearances. For example, in episode 33, similar to Guy the Fierce Knight, it appears both during the montage song where Yugi's about to duel Joey, and later in the duel when Yugi is explaining to Joey that every single move he makes counts. You can see Mammoth Graveyard in the background in both occasions.
Part of the cards. Mistakes? I don't get it. What are you saying, Yug? That I did something wrong already? It's only been one turn so far.
What I'm saying, Joey, is that in a duel of this magnitude, every single move you make is crucial. One false card and it can cost you everything you've worked so hard for.
I got it. Every move I make here has got to be right on the dot.
In episode 164 in the Waking the Dragons arc, this card appears in a flashback that Yugi has when he remembers his duel with Kaiba at Duelist Kingdom and how he let his pride over winning get the best of him. This is only in the sub, however, this scene is cut out from the dub.
相棒はいつだって遊戯貴様のカードで俺の首をかき切れ行くぜ海馬英雄の剣士
In episode 222, during the final duel, you can also see this card in a flashback Atem has when he reminds Yugi that he taught him that a person's life, and the life of a friend in the dub, is much more important than winning.
And you taught me about friendship and having compassion for others. In Duelist Kingdom, you showed me that there are some things more important than winning, like the safety of a friend.
In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, this card appears in the Japanese closing song, Borderline Battle. Surprisingly enough, Mammoth Graveyard even makes an appearance in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's in episode 9. During his rush duel against Yuga Odo, Kan Hakabutsu sent this card from the top of his deck to the graveyard to use the effect of Super King Rex.
There's more. I send a card in my deck to the graveyard to activate King Rex's effect. It revives a dinosaur from my graveyard.
It's not shown very clearly in the episode, but here is a screenshot I managed to grab of Mammoth Graveyard going to the graveyard. In video games, Yugi uses this card in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul on the Game Boy Advance. And Yami Yugi uses this in the PSP game Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Tag Force Special. Moving on to some card trivia. Now the type of this monster is interesting because it is officially known as a dinosaur type monster despite the fact that it is a skeleton and an undead creature. So it's neither a rock or a zombie type monster, which is considered strange by a lot of people. For example, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories game, you are able to equip it with Violet Crystal, as I explained earlier, even though it's not actually a zombie type monster. And there are several references in the anime where even Yugi refers to this as an undead type monster, which implies that it should be a zombie. However, it is officially a dinosaur monster. Mammoth Graveyard has 3 counterparts. It has a fusion counterpart known as Great Mammoth of Goldfine. It has a living counterpart known as Last Tusk Mammoth, which is only used in the anime. It's used by Noah, as you can see, in the Virtual World arc. It has the same level, attribute, and type as Last Tusk Mammoth, however the attack and defense values are reversed. And it also has a zombie counterpart known as Zombie Mammoth. This card's OCG artwork is taken from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Duel 6. And this is the panel where the monster is summoned. And this monster is also depicted in the artwork of Specimen Inspection. Okay, that's it for Mammoth Graveyard. That's the end of the episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's a little bit shorter than usual, but hopefully I'm going to be able to get more of these shorter cards out, as well as some of the more lengthy, the cards that have more to talk about, basically. So hopefully I'll be able to get more of those episodes out as well while I'm working on the bigger ones. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Mammoth Graveyard, the monster that defeated Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, if nothing else. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Take care, and goodbye.